Stop lying to yourself. You're not staying on social media to stay connected. You're just afraid your real life won't measure up. I didn't have some dramatic breakup with social media. In fact, leaving felt more like quietly walking away from a noisy room. It wasn't loud or bold, just a subtle realization that maybe life could be simpler. At first, I didn't expect much to change. But within days, I began noticing something amazing. I was more present during conversations, felt genuinely relaxed in moments of silence, and found myself deeply enjoying activities I'd neglected for years. It felt like rediscovering life itself, almost magical. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why this seemingly small choice can profoundly transform your self worth, relationships, and everyday happiness. Have you ever found yourself endlessly scrolling, fully aware you're not even enjoying it, yet unable to stop? Social media is like junk food for the brain. Quick dopamine hits that never truly satisfy. Every notification, every like feels exciting, but leaves you craving more just moments later. I remember one night after a long scroll session, I felt drained, empty, frustrated with myself. It was like eating an entire bag of chips and wondering why I still felt hungry. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just a bad habit, it was an addiction, quietly controlling my time and energy. Apps are designed like slot machines, pull to refresh, endless feeds, surprise content, because our brains are wired to chase novelty. A Harvard study found that social media activates the same dopamine pathways as gambling, creating powerful feedback loops that are hard to break. In one fascinating study, researchers asked participants to go without their phones for just one day. Many reported withdrawal like symptoms: anxiety, irritability, restlessness. But others found something surprising. By the end of the day, they felt calmer, more focused, and more present. That's the power of even a small break. As Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, says, efforts to deepen your focus will struggle if you don't simultaneously wean your mind from a dependence on distraction. In other words, your brain can't truly thrive when constantly distracted. Deep, meaningful work and genuine personal growth require you to consciously break free from the cycle of instant gratification. Ask yourself, isn't it time to trade shallow distractions for real peace, focus, and fulfillment? One of the biggest reasons people cling to social media, even when they know it's unhealthy, is the fear of missing out. You worry you'll become invisible, disconnected, or left behind. Ironically, while trying desperately to avoid missing out online, we miss out on our real lives unfolding around us. Take the story of Selena Gomez. Despite being one of Instagram's most followed celebrities, Selena openly shared how deeply isolated and unhappy she felt. Her millions of followers didn't translate into genuine connections. Only when she stepped back from social media and prioritized authentic, face-to-face interactions did her feelings of loneliness begin to fade. A study by the University of Pennsylvania found that limiting social media use to just 30 minutes per day significantly reduced feelings of loneliness and depression among participants. They reported not just less anxiety, but deeper and more meaningful connections in their real-life interactions. Dr. Sherry Turkle, author of Alone Together, perfectly captures this idea, stating, "We expect more from technology and less from each other. Social media gives us the illusion of companionship without the demands of friendship." The truth is, genuine relationships require effort, vulnerability, and presence, qualities social media rarely offers. When you step away from the screen, you finally open space for real intimacy and lasting bonds. Ask yourself honestly, isn't the real fear not missing out on the latest posts, but missing out on truly meaningful moments and relationships right in front of you? One of the subtle yet powerful traps of social media is how it reshapes our sense of identity. Without realizing it, we often begin to measure our self-worth through likes, comments, and shares. Our identity becomes tied to the approval of others, constantly seeking external validation rather than building genuine self-confidence. Take the example of Ed Sheeran, who, despite immense global success, struggled profoundly with self-esteem issues tied to social media. Ed famously quit Twitter, admitting it had become a toxic cycle of seeking validation that left him feeling drained and insecure. Away from social media's endless feedback loop, he rediscovered the joy of making music without pressure or anxiety, allowing his creativity and happiness to flourish. If you hear that, that's my baby laughing. That allows my creativity and happiness to flourish. Research supports this vividly. A comprehensive study from the University of Michigan reveals that frequent use of social media directly correlates with lower self-esteem, increased anxiety, and higher rates of depression. Participants who reduced their daily usage reported significantly higher levels of confidence, satisfaction, and emotional stability. In his powerful book, Atomic Habits, James Clear writes, "Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become." When your daily actions revolve around chasing external validation, you're essentially voting to be a person defined by others rather than yourself. But when you step away from the constant noise of approval seeking, you finally give yourself permission to define who you truly are. Ask yourself, who would you become if your identity wasn't shaped by fleeting online approval, but instead by genuine, lasting self-worth and authenticity? Have you ever noticed how uncomfortable silence has become? When we have a moment of quiet, our instinct is to immediately reach for our phones. Social media has trained us to fear stillness, filling every spare second with distraction. But in that silence, there's tremendous potential for growth, clarity, and creativity. Consider J.K. Rowling. The idea for Harry Potter didn't arrive in the middle of a busy workday, it came during a quiet, reflective train ride. With no phone to distract her, her mind wandered freely, creating the foundation of one of the most beloved book series of all time. It's a perfect example of how silence, far from being empty, is actually the birthplace of creativity. Research strongly supports the power of silence and solitude as well. A groundbreaking study published in the journal Science revealed that periods of silence significantly enhance brain function, memory, and creative thinking. Participants who spent regular time in quiet reflection performed better on complex problem-solving tasks, demonstrating increased clarity and deeper focus. Another quote from Deep Work: clarity about what matters provides clarity about what does not. When you're constantly distracted by social media, you lose sight of what truly matters, allowing trivial noise to dictate your priorities. Stepping away from distraction gives you the mental space to recognize what's genuinely important in your life. Ask yourself, isn't it worth embracing the initial discomfort of silence if it means discovering deeper clarity, richer creativity, and more meaningful direction in your life? One of the hardest truths to accept about social media is that it keeps us comfortably stuck. It's easy, familiar, and predictable. But real growth rarely comes from comfort zones. Take actor Chris Evans. Despite immense success, he openly shared how social media had become a source of anxiety and stagnation in his life. But what he found beyond his comfort zone was transformative. Deeper peace, greater confidence, and an entirely new level of happiness. Research from Stanford University reveals that continuously engaging with familiar, low-effort tasks like scrolling social media limits cognitive growth and emotional resilience. Conversely, pushing yourself beyond comfort zones, even slightly, significantly boosts confidence, creativity, and overall life satisfaction. Charles Duhigg, in his book The Power of Habit, puts it clearly. Change might not be fast, and it isn't always easy. But with time and effort, almost any habit can be reshaped. Stepping away from social media is about reshaping habits, breaking the cycle of comfort to unlock your full potential. Ask yourself, is momentary comfort worth sacrificing the extraordinary growth, genuine happiness, and profound sense of accomplishment waiting just outside your comfort zone? When I first quit social media, I honestly wasn't sure what would happen. But within weeks, my life changed dramatically. The constant anxiety of chasing validation melted away. I rediscovered passions I'd completely forgotten about, connected deeper with friends and family, and felt genuinely excited about life again. The real transformation wasn't just about gaining more time. It was discovering who I was beyond likes and comments. I started feeling confident in a way I'd never known before. My life became more vibrant, fulfilling, and purposeful. If you want to experience this transformation yourself, here are practical steps you can start today. Start small. Commit to daily short breaks without your phone, like a 15-minute morning meditation or journaling session. Replace, don't just remove. Find new activities you genuinely enjoy: reading, exercising, painting, or connecting with friends in person. Create boundaries. Set specific times during the day when you'll be completely offline. Even brief intentional breaks can profoundly improve your mental health and clarity. When you step away from social media, you're choosing a life that feels authentically yours. You'll regain your time, rediscover genuine joy, and build deeper, more meaningful relationships. Imagine waking up feeling free, confident, and truly satisfied every day. That's the power of reclaiming your life from social media. I challenge you to take one small step today. Imagine yourself 6 months from now, more confident, connected, and fulfilled than ever. Take the opportunity right now to comment below. How will you take your first step? Your journey to a genuinely fulfilling life begins now. And if you want to learn more about fulfilling your potential, like and subscribe.